Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
Monday.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. We're the Hatch Homes Group, and this is our Monday market update. So today we are going to talk about the top 3 reasons that sellers are selling right now and what that means for you if you're thinking about getting into the real estate market.
We will also address some fears of the buyers and sellers and how we can help you. So I would say the number one reason why people are, or why sellers are selling right now is the COVID effect, right? Like we have all been kind of stuck in our space, and the pandemic has really encouraged people to seek out bigger living spaces. They want a home office, or they want more outdoor space so they can enjoy that time at home with each other and have more space.
Yes, more space has been huge. I mean, that's what we've been doing all year, helping people get a little more space. And then number 2 reason why I was having a coaching call with my coach and talking with him about this and how, he's been in the business for a long time. And this is the first time he's seen this reason as one of the top 3 reasons for seller selling, but it's straight up equity cash out. Homeowners are seeing how much money they have in equity, and they're like, why wait? Like, I'm going to take that money out now and maybe move, maybe go rent, maybe buy an RV and travel the world, whatever. They're taking their money and they are going.
Yep.
Number 3 is downsizing. So that's always kind of, something that we are talking with people about. But for reasons of COVID, there's some people that really need to downsize their mortgage. So they might have good equity and they're like, I don't need this big of a home or big of a mortgage. So they're selling so that they can downsize that.
Yeah, it works out for the first reason to kind of swap.
Now, John.
Yeah, I've got a graph to share with you. Let's have a look at this graph. Can you see that?
Yes.
So Fannie Mae put out these numbers. This is a graph which dates back to 2010, and it shows the consumer confidence in the market it indicates the number of sellers who think that it's a good time to sell. And there's been a big jump recently, and you can see that 67%, which is almost at the all-time high of sellers, potential sellers that see it's a good time to sell. Along with this, we've looked at a survey that Realtor.com have done, and they've showed that 1 in 10 homeowners plan to sell their home this year. And 63% of those are looking to list in the next 6 months. So this is very significant. And also, these national numbers, the 2/3 of those people are looking in the lower price range. They're moving up mostly. So this is a very good sign for first-time home buyers, or promising for the market getting better for first-time home buyers.
Yeah, I think inventory increasing will be especially good for first-time home buyers when that statistic that's saying that 2/3 of the 63% that are going to sell this year are under 350 nationally. I mean, Portland, that might be a little bit different number, but that's great for first-time home buyers. And I really feel that if you can get ahead of the competition, if you're a seller right now, that's like the biggest reason why you want to sell right now, I think, is to get ahead of the competition.
I think the RMLS numbers will show that May will still be a low inventory month, maybe still close to the past 2 months of record low inventory, but that will improve. The big message, of course, is if you're thinking of selling, sell now before you have an increase in competition.
Mhm. And I think that, one thing we want to go over is kind of elephant in the room is that there's a lot of fears right now with buyers and sellers. And one of those fears,
I think for buyers, they're really fearful of the competitiveness in this market and having to pay over the asking price and not being able to really afford the home that they want. But as inventory starts to increase, that competition really will go down.
yes, absolutely. And then another fear that we're dealing with, we have been for a while, are sellers that are afraid that if they sell their house, they will be homeless and they won't have anywhere to go. So our biggest note is if you're a buyer in this market, you are going to have to get comfortable with rent backs. John was just asking us, like, what do you think the percentages of your transactions this year that have involved a rent back? And I mean, it's been about 50% of my buyers and my sellers right now, are all getting rent backs. So
Yeah, I'd say it's like 50% of my sales too with buyer sales.
yeah. So, it's not like the greatest for a buyer just because, you close on a house and you're like, yay, I don't get the keys for a month or 60 days. But it's definitely something like it's just a part of this market. And we should actually be grateful because I remember a few years ago, we had low inventory and sellers were just simply like rent backs weren't as popular. So sellers were just not putting their home on the market. So at least we're getting sellers right now to put their home on the market so that you have something to buy. We just have to give them the time they need to find a replacement property. And there's also been some like kind of horror stories of rent backs. And I know that there's been a few articles that have gone out recently. I think that the articles I've seen have been California stories. But so if you have any questions about that and you have fears over that, obviously, like, we're here to help and kind of talk you through what we have is a formal agreement to occupy after closing that we can go over.
Yeah, we have a lot of strategies that can really help alleviate your fears of what this market is indicating or showing you. So just reach out anytime. And I also want to remind people how, there's a lot of online tools out there if you're a homeowner to see what your home is worth, but please be cautious of those and remember to take advantage of our expertise and our tool that we use as a comparative market analysis that's way more comprehensive and really will go into the value of your home as opposed to what online things are saying. And it's a fun conversation to have, and we're happy to do that for you anytime.
Yeah, online valuations are great. They are, what a lot of people look at. We utilize that tool, but they're also robots. So we're real life people.
Take over.
And yeah, that is it for us today. Thank you so much for joining. I think that if you have any questions about how to strategize through that, we are here to help you.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good week.
See ya.